as Tom explained earlier, this is a speak off the cuff manual. John has no idea what his topic's going to be until Tom, would you take one out and let us know what the topic is?
Today didn't have something that blow us balls in a while.
It's like the Oscars or something.
Yeah. You only put one thing in. Okay, the topic that John is going to speak on is state loose together.
Is that Price Waterhouse guaranteed that, or
what's that?
Is it Price Waterhouse that guarantees
yeah,
that?
I think so. I think these were hermetic.
Oh yes.
The topic that John is going to speak on is public energy policy.
Okay, John, public energy policy.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Toastmasters. Oh, heavy topic. Energy policy. After all, Congress can't even get through this topic. It's gone to committees. It's gone to more committees. They don't have a clue what they want for an energy policy. Let's talk first about fuels. There are some folks that recognize that coal is a fuel. Now, Californians don't. They don't like coal, and they won't allow their utilities to buy coal-generated power. Other states like Wyoming love coal. They have lots of coal, and the more the coal they sell, the lower their people's taxes can be because they tax the coal that comes out of the ground. So folks in Wyoming are thrilled with coal. They have lots of it. It provides employment. It provides taxes. It provides opportunities. And that's one fuel. Oil. Do we know what we want to do with oil? Do we want to actually take it out of the ground and use it? Or out of the ground just offshore and use it? We get lots of issues with oil. Things like Gulf Coast, where it springs a leak under the ocean. That gives oil a black name. Natural gas. Oh, natural gas is popular right now. It's clean. It's another fossil fuel. And where do we get our natural gas? Gulf Coast. And a lot of it now from Canada. There's been proposals to ship natural gas in from foreign countries too, or to ship it out to foreign countries. Congress can't decide which it wants. Gas takes money because you have to pipe it or haul it. What else is there for energy? Oh yeah, there's wind energy. It will save us, will it not? Uncle Sam has actually provided a tax incentive for companies who build and use wind for energy. So we're subsidizing those who are using wind for energy. So that means, let's see, we're paying for it by our utility bills, and we're also paying for it with taxes. Is that efficient? Is that how we want to do it? Solar, another renewable resource. Do we want to continue using solar that we have? Do we want to encourage people to put solar cells on the tops of their homes? Well, let's see. States have tax incentives and the federal government has tax incentives. So those folks who want to build solar panels on their homes get paid to do that by our taxes. Do we want to continue doing that? Is it dependable? Is it what we want? Now, Americans have become very spoiled. They're used to having their electricity on all the time. They're not used to having large-scale blackouts like India had recently. They fuss and fume when that happens. They want to be able to flip that switch and that light will be dependable. It will come on. They open the refrigerator door, not only will the light come on, but the food will be cold. But it costs to do that. You have to have dependable electricity to do that. Wind won't do that. Solar won't do that. We don't get much solar energy at night. And cloudy days kind of reduce that a bit. What's dependable? Coal is dependable. Coal-fired power plants usually stock a month's worth of coal so that if there's derailments and such so that the trains can't get there, they still have fuel for quite a while to be able to provide electricity we use and depend on. Oil takes tanks. Oil is not very popular right now for generating electricity. Why? Price! It costs money. The higher the fuel cost to generate electricity, the higher our prices of electricity are going to be. That's logical. That makes sense. But sometimes regulatory agencies don't always think logically or make sense. How do we influence government agencies and our legislators as to what should be good energy policy? Number one, we have to know what's going on in the world, and that's tough. And we have to have an idea of what kinds of things we favor for fuels in our own daily use. Are we going to spend an extra $1,000 to have a hybrid car? Or a plug-in car? Are we going to spend thousands of dollars to put solar cells on our roofs? Are we going to choose to line dry our clothes instead of using a dryer? Are we going to choose to wash in cold instead of hot? Are we going to choose to travel less, to walk more, to take public transit, to decrease our footprint? Or is convenience important for us? So there are a number of ways that we can, just by our daily lives, have some influence on public policy. But the best way is to actually talk with your U.S. Senator, with your state senator, with your U.S. congressman, with your state legislator, so that they have an idea of the things that you would favor or disfavor as far as energy policy goes. Do you want to have tax incentives for anybody or anything? That's a public policy. Do you want it to be easier to build or more difficult to build certain kinds of facilities for us? For our daily use, for our minutely use, for our nanosecond use. After all, even a nanosecond interruption of electricity causes problems. So what we do, what we say, how we feel, how we think makes a difference. And that's going to be tough, and we have to figure out for ourselves what kind of policy should we encourage for the future. Madam Toastmaster.